Hey everyone, welcome to the Brampton Board of Trade Expert Series. These are our conversations with those in the know. We're able to glean tips, insights, and learn how to improve our businesses from a productivity perspective and an impact perspective. Today, we're really excited to be joined by Hodman Murad of Ballistic Arts, a firm specializing in marketing solutions for B2B clientele. Our topic today is both a timely and a timeless one, and that's that of business uncertainty. We know as those who own and manage businesses, one of the most challenging things for us to take into account when developing strategy is trying to make sense of the world around us. We all have limited resources. We all want to make sure we're as impactful as possible, and understanding how we can make better decisions is always critical. So today we're here with Hodman, who's going to help us understand how to make some sense and take uncertainty and turn it into certainty as it pertains to our marketing strategies. So Hodman, thanks so much for being with us today. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that Ballistic Arts does?
Thank you so much for that introduction, Jay Paul. I'm really happy to be here today, and hello, everyone. I'm Hodman Murad from Ballistic Arts. We are a B2B marketing agency, and today I'll be talking about turning uncertainty into opportunity and how your business can thrive with data-driven marketing. A little bit about myself. For the past 10 years, I've worked within the fast-paced SaaS industry, managing lead generation teams and partnership programs. This experience has given me a unique perspective on the critical role of marketing in driving sales success. I've had the opportunity to work closely with marketing teams, witnessing firsthand the impact of their campaigns on sales pipelines. Some of these experiences have been incredibly positive, showcasing the power of effective collaboration. However, I've also encountered situations where marketing efforts fell short, leading to frustration and missed opportunities. That's why when I discovered Ballistic Arts last year, I was immediately drawn to their mission. Here was a team dedicated to ensuring marketing truly delivers results. I was excited to join a team that understands the vital link between marketing and sales, and I'm happy to share some of that expertise with you today. So Ballistic Arts is a digital marketing agency focused on transforming marketing into a core profit center for businesses. So today we're going to explore how data-driven marketing can be the key to navigating and capitalizing on the uncertainties that define our current business landscape. We're all operating within a landscape marked by constant shifts, whether it's economic, consumer, technological, and even global these days. These aren't just minor fluctuations, they're fundamental changes that can significantly impact your business. Many businesses view these changes as barriers, but they also represent unique opportunities for those who are prepared. The key to turning these challenges into opportunities lies in understanding how data can illuminate the path forward. By leveraging data, we can move from reactive to proactive strategies. Instead of reacting to market conditions after they happen, we can anticipate them. This is where the strategic use of data becomes our invaluable path. It allows us to foresee trends, understand consumer behavior shifts, and adjust our strategies in real time. This level of agility is crucial for maintaining a competitive edge. By understanding the data, we can make informed decisions that help us stay ahead of the curve. Data-driven marketing isn't just a buzzword, it's a fundamental shift in how we approach business growth. It allows us for optimized budget allocation, ensuring that every dollar spent is directed towards strategies that yield the highest return. We can also achieve precise audience targeting, delivering messages that resonate deeply with potential customers, and this leads to enhanced lead quality, attracting prospects who are genuinely interested in your offering. Most importantly, it allows for rapid market adaptation, enabling your business to stay agile and responsive to changing conditions. Understanding the evolving needs of your customers is also paramount. Data provides the tools to map their journey, identify key touch points, as well as pinpoint pain points. This understanding allows us to tailor our offering and communications to meet their specific needs. By analyzing how customers interact with your brand, we can refine our strategies and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. This deep understanding is the foundation upon which all effective marketing strategies are built. Even within the Canadian manufacturing landscape, data-driven marketing is transforming how companies connect with their customers. Take Linamar Corporation, for example. As a global manufacturer of precision metallic parts and systems, they leverage advanced data analysis to optimize their production processes. This technological prowess also translates into powerful marketing opportunities. They can create targeted marketing campaigns that emphasize their data-driven precision and reliability, appealing to clients who prioritize quality and efficiency. And by providing real-time data on production and delivery, they personalize communication with their customers and building stronger relationships with them. Furthermore, by showcasing their technological leadership and commitment to quality, Linamar enhances its brand reputation, attracting new clients and solidifying its position in the marketplace. This is just one example of how data-driven marketing is crucial across all sectors, especially in manufacturing, and leads to increased lead generation, improved customer engagement, and stronger brand identity. Your business possesses a wealth of first-party data that can provide invaluable insights. This includes website analytics, email lists, customer interactions, social media insights, and feedback forms. By analyzing this data, we can uncover patterns in customer behavior, identify areas for improvement, and refine our marketing strategies. For example, website heat mapping tools like Microsoft Clarity can reveal where users are dropping off from your website, allowing you to optimize your content and user experience. This level of detailed analysis is essential for making informed decisions. Predictive analytics doesn't have to be complex or expensive. Several accessible tools can help medium-sized businesses forecast demand and make data-driven decisions, offering built-in forecasting functions that can analyze historical data and project future trends. Many CRM systems like HubSpot or Pipedrive include basic forecasting features that integrate into your sales data, helping you to predict sales based on past performance and current pipeline. These tools can also help you identify trends in customer behavior. For instance, Google Analytics also provides valuable insights into website traffic, user behavior, and conversion rates, which can be difficult or which can be used to predict future demand for your products or services. By utilizing these user-friendly tools, businesses can gain valuable insights without needing a large budget or specialized expertise. In today's market, consumers expect personalized experiences. By segmenting your audience based on demographics, behavior, and preferences, you can deliver tailored messages that resonate deeply. This level of personalization enhances engagement and improves conversion rates. Data allows us to understand our audience on a granular level, enabling us to create highly targeted campaigns. This approach not only meets consumer expectations, but also builds stronger, more meaningful relationships. Marketing is not a set it and forget it process. Continuous testing and optimization are essential for maximizing ROI. A/B testing with tools like VWO allows us to experiment with different elements of our campaigns and measure their effectiveness. By analyzing performance metrics, we can identify what works and what doesn't, allowing us to refine our approach. And this data-driven iteration ensures that your marketing strategies are constantly evolving and improving. To effectively leverage data, it's essential to utilize the right tools. I've already mentioned a couple, analytics platforms, CRM systems, customer behavior tools, data visualization tools, and customer feedback platforms like Tableau, HubSpot, Microsoft Clarity, SEMrush, and Sprig can provide invaluable insights. Even small businesses can start with basic analytics to understand their audience and refine their strategies. The key is to choose tools that align with your specific needs and goals, and then to focus on extracting actionable insights rather than getting lost in the sheer volume of data. Start by identifying the key metrics that directly impact your business objectives and prioritize those. It's crucial to avoid common pitfalls. Many businesses ignore valuable data, focusing instead on vanity metrics that don't translate into real results. Slow adaptation to market changes and neglecting data privacy can also hinder your efforts. To avoid these mistakes, establish a data-driven culture that prioritizes actionable insights and ensures compliance with data privacy regulations. Remember that data is a powerful tool, but it must be used responsibly and strategically. And finally, I don't think I'd be allowed to work at a marketing agency if I didn't mention AI today. AI is rapidly transforming the digital marketing landscape, particularly in B2B lead generation. AI-driven personalization allows for highly targeted messaging, while predictive lead scoring helps identify high potential prospects. Automated marketing tasks free up valuable time for strategic initiatives. Enhanced data analysis provides deeper insights into consumer behavior and market trends. As AI continues to evolve, businesses that embrace these technologies early on will gain a significant competitive advantage. So to conclude, data-driven marketing is not just an option, but a necessity for thriving in today's uncertain business world. By leveraging your data, you can make smarter decisions, optimize your resources, and achieve sustainable growth. Remember that data is not just about numbers, it's about understanding your customers and adapting to their needs. Focusing on gathering actionable insights, using them to guide your marketing strategies, and continuously refining your approach. This is how you turn uncertainty into opportunity. Thank you.
I love it. Thanks, Hodman. And I really appreciate the big picture and the overall here, making people feel, yeah, that this doesn't have to be chaos, that there's information out there that can help you make better decisions. I'm sure folks would love to hear some examples of how companies have been able to make that happen. Are you able to share an example or two of a business that you at Ballistics have worked with to help take that data that they have available to them and really implement a data-driven strategy as it pertains to marketing?
Absolutely. We work with a lot of manufacturing companies, but this specific manufacturing company was facing declining sales and increasing competition in their product line. They had a strong reputation for quality, but their marketing wasn't effectively reaching their target audience. So their marketing strategy was still very traditional. They were only going to trade shows. They were advertising maybe like only on print media. So through a data-driven approach, we analyzed their customer data and identified key segments that were missing. So key customer targets. We then developed targeted digital campaigns focused on those segments, highlighting the specific benefits of their products. We also optimized their website content to better reflect the needs of those segments. The results were pretty significant. We increased their lead generation and revitalized their brand, which allowed them to not only recover, but also expand their market share. So they took the uncertainty of a market that was changing on them
Mhm.
and used data to uncover new opportunities. And I think I've talked to you about this before. A lot of the manufacturing companies that approach us are in a transitionary phase in their life cycle, whether they're facing decreasing sales or let's say it's a family business and the kids have taken over and there hasn't been any marketing done for the past 30 years. Or they're getting ready, they want to get ready to sell the company and they need better marketing and better branding. So that we've gotten really good at helping manufacturing companies get to that next stage of their company life cycle.
I think it's really important that you touched on that, and I appreciate it because it's also great to remind viewers that one's marketing objectives may be different than, from client to client to client that you work with. Yeah, I may be
Mhm.
looking to expand my business. To your point, it may be looking to launch a new messaging. It may be looking to get ready for sale. So all these different outcomes that you're looking for, therefore, would drive different strategies and therefore would require different approaches as well. So I love that you're pointing out these little differences here also.
Yeah, absolutely. I've spoken to a lot of manufacturing companies who they approached us, so they think they knew they needed marketing, but
Yeah,
there's this conception in manufacturing that you know everybody and everybody knows you, and
sure.
it's
It's a
like it's a
small
very
world.
niche
Yeah,
audience. But the fact of the matter is that even your buyers, there's a new generation of procurement managers, supply chain managers that are coming in, and they're researching online for their parts, and they don't have that relationship with the original equipment manufacturer anymore. Um, so yeah, everybody is looking for the same solution, but they have a different reason why they're looking for it.
and I think in the times that we are right now, as I alluded to at the beginning, it's a timely topic as much as it's a timeless topic, and it's timely right now because we're going through this moment currently where the trade relationship with the U.S. is being reframed, is probably a
Hmm.
polite way to put it. And as Canadian businesses in particular are looking to diversify their supply chains, diversify their
Hmm.
customer bases, diversify where they're doing business. There's a real danger of you don't know who you don't know right now. So to
Absolutely.
your point, yeah, like it's really easy to feel like you know everyone in your sector until you're suddenly exposing yourself to a whole new market and recognizing that perhaps, reframing and repositioning yourself is going to be very, very important. So for people are able to find you and understand what the relationship could look like.
Absolutely. And just last week, I was speaking to a Canadian manufacturer out of British Columbia whose products are known for its sustainability, and their main audience was the United States, and they approached us, and I was talking to them, and they said that we've never even tried to do market research within Canada, and we want to see what what B2B opportunities there are here for us, what direct-to-consumer opportunities are here for us. So we might work with them on that as well. So the people are definitely looking for different customer bases within Canada now.
Amazing. I know there's a few other questions I have, but I just want to, on that example that you provided, just one more thing, just to help those who are watching. You talked about in that particular example, the folks you're working with were working in very traditional communication mediums. You said print,
Hmm.
trade shows, and so forth. And part of the strategizing that you went through, upon working with them was to diversify some of the platforms they were using. I suspect, though, that's not necessarily the case. One doesn't necessarily have to do something completely different and depart from what you're doing presently. It's about having focus. It's about refining. That may require new platforms and mediums, but not necessarily. Is that reasonable to say?
Absolutely. And the point of marketing and lead generation isn't to replace the relationships that you have or replace your salespeople. It's meant to help them and make sure that branding is out there so that when somebody meets one of your salespeople at the trade show, then they go to the website, that the website is great quality and describes your product perfectly. And so it's there to be a support system, so that you're not only relying just on your salespeople all the time.
Makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. Now, I'm sure for some folks for whom this topic is new, this may feel like it's a lot of information to take in, and it may also sound like it's a very expensive or resource intensive undertaking. How can businesses get started? Is this something where there's a lot of upfront, or do I have data already in my organization that I could be utilizing? Do I have tools perhaps that are easy for me to get started with?
Absolutely. It's a common misconception that data-driven marketing is supposed to be complex or expensive. Data-driven marketing doesn't have to be that way at all. A simple step any business can take today is to start analyzing their website analytics. Tools like Google Analytics and Microsoft Clarity are often free and provide a wealth of information about website traffic, user behavior, and which pages are performing well, which aren't. You have email marketing lists. You can test out different types of messaging to different segments in that marketing list. So you already have a lot of first party data to start with and start testing with, and start segmenting. by tracking key metrics like bounce rate or going back to your website, like bounce rate, time on the page, and conversion rates, you can identify areas for improvement and gain valuable insights into what content resonates with your audience. And it can be done in just a few minutes a week, and it's a great place to start.
Very cool. And you mentioned part of the process that you're working with is to not just take that communication and align it with your understanding, but then really finding a way to personalize that messaging to its intended audience. We live in an age right now where it feels like, sometimes it almost feels like people know too much about you. How do you strike that balance between personalization without having it feel like it's intrusive or that, we've crossed a line somewhere in terms of how we connect with our customers and our audience?
Yeah, that part is crucial. The key is to be transparent and provide value in exchange for the data, for this data that your website visitors or your customers have given you. For example, offer valuable content or exclusive deals in exchange for email signups. Be clear about how you're collecting and using data, and always prioritize ethical data practices. Focus on providing focus on providing relevant and helpful information rather than bombarding users with unwanted messages. Just remember that building trust is essential, and intrusive tactics can damage your brand reputation. So use the data you have to provide value to your customers and not just sell to them.
Sounds great. Can you provide an example of something like that? Like I understand conceptually, but I would love to have that illustrated a little bit better.
Yeah, so some retargeting strategies can be offering your customers like white papers, or sending them blog posts, or retargeting them on making sure that your LinkedIn is full of good information. So it's a lot of kind of experimenting with what topics your audience cares about,
Yeah.
and then kind of just like targeting that on to different segments and on different channels.
I love that, as you're talking about, all these more sophisticated ways of looking at information we have and more sophisticated ways of reaching out, it always comes back to the fundamentals, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
want to give before you ask, you want to provide value, you want to show leadership and trust that you're building a relationship here more than a transaction. And so, none of this takes away from basic marketing and sales. It's just finding a
Yeah.
way to do it in a more focused way by the sounds of it.
Yeah, and knowing your customers and listening to them. I mentioned a couple of tools that you can use to gather more information on them and their behavior. And one of those tools actually provides like live customer feedback. So yeah, just listen to your customers and see and figure out what they want and give that to them.
I love that. I love that. And I think the piece here that's really neat is that, typically when we talk about customers and connecting, we're talking about engaging, having conversations, doing surveys, whatever the case may be. But to your point, to reach out to the people who aren't already connected to is going to require accessing these other sources of data that we might not
Mhm.
always have traditional access to, and figuring out ways to incorporate that into our strategies.
Absolutely. So when you're targeting, it's a process. When you're targeting new market segments, it's always a process to kind of get their information, and then get to a point where they trust you enough to actually become a marketing qualified lead for your salespeople to start working and start talking to. So yeah, it's definitely a process.
Cool. You and no doubt a process that needs to be figured out as you go along. You mentioned vanity metrics, for instance, and I'd love to hear what vanity metrics are in your mind because I suspect I'm probably
Yeah.
looking at vanity metrics at times. But can you tell us a little bit about some of the mistakes or the common pitfalls that people do sometimes fall into that you want to be on the lookout for so we don't make those mistakes and lose time and lose money?
Absolutely. One of those most common mistakes is focusing on vanity metrics like likes and followers, instead of focusing on metrics that actually drive business outcomes, like number of qualified leads generated, and the number of those leads that were actually converted into sales opportunities. Another mistake is neglecting data analysis and optimization, leading to wasted ad spend and ineffective campaigns. Businesses also often fail to clearly define their target audience and create content that resonates with them. So we were just talking about it. And then a lack of cohesive strategy and consistent execution are also frequent pitfalls as well.
Mhm.
Companies will try a little bit here, a little there, but won't have a comprehensive plan where everything that you do is leading back to generating qualified sales opportunities. And that also goes with many businesses also failing to consider the entire customer journey, and they only focus on one channel or just one tactic.
Right. And can you expand upon that piece a little bit? So this is like really, really valuable insights. I want to make sure that you're really expanding this a little bit so people get it. So when you
Mhm.
talk about that piece around, qualifying the leads and making sure for those who are unfamiliar, I suspect there are going to be people who are watching this for whom sales may not be their primary role. Can you just
Mhm.
explain a little bit about some of those pieces there, just so people can understand, have some context for what you're describing?
Yeah. So we have a lot of potential customers approaching us because their marketing up until this point has just been branding and putting out blog posts and or just doing webinars, which are very valuable in terms of brand management and brand identity and brand awareness. But their salespeople aren't really getting a lot of support in terms of generating new leads for them. So when we run campaigns for our clients, we make sure that the reason why we're doing this, where we're putting up this ad or we're promoting this landing page on your LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever it is that your audience is, that the call to action is to talk to somebody at the company and become an inbound lead for them. So a lot of companies miss that portion of it, where the whole point of their marketing is to actually generate ROI and generate profit for them in the end.
Got it. Got it. And then which is great. Thank you. And I just want to make sure everyone who's viewing this is sort of following along and understanding the value that they're unlocking by taking this approach. So it's not just about getting exposure.
Hmm.
To your point, it's not about the number of people who are following you. It's about connecting with the people who you can actually, your sales team feels that they can actually convert into actual business. Um,
Absolutely.
Now, you talked a little bit as well about the need for feedback mechanisms and testing as you learn and refine the process. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and like, what should folks be considering when it comes to time and how long it takes to really, test out a strategy and know, that it's working for them?
At Ballistic Arts, in terms of testing and iterating and seeing how well a campaign is doing, we iterate every week.
Hmm.
And that's mostly because we don't want to waste our customers' budget. So you'll have campaigns that will start off strong and then they just start tanking. And if you're not watching that, you just wasted a month of your client's budget. So I think in terms of testing with different call to actions or copy or imagery should be a weekly review. But it does depend on what your marketing team is testing for, and what metrics they've decided to track. But I think a week is pretty standard.
And that actually is perfect because it actually leads to my next question, and that is about the marketing team internally. So some organizations have, well-developed marketing teams, been doing it for a while, may have a lot of resources available. Others, this may be an early part of their journey, or may have individuals, unfortunately, in a lot of, I know you deal with a lot of B2B in the manufacturing space, as a for instance. I come from that background.
Mhm.
Marketing in those environments often is, something on the side of the desk of someone who's involved in sales or business development,
Mhm.
but not necessarily an area of expertise. Because to your point, it is very much a I know who I know, and I go to the same three trade shows every year, and
Yeah.
I got this on lockdown. Tell us a little bit about, how Ballistic Arts works with various teams and organizations. Do I have to have a marketing team ready to go? Can you step in? If I have a full marketing team, how do you work with them?
Yeah, we can work as an extension of your team, or we can work as your marketing team as well, or we can work directly with your sales team. We do have a lot of potential clients that approach us he might be the head of sales, and they also have him doing marketing, and he's honest and knows that's not his forte.
Yeah.
So we kind of just like walk him through what our offering is and what our business model is. And when we do start working with them as their sole marketing solution, it's usually with a sales manager or directly with the president of the company, and we're working under him as a little marketing team.
I love it. So you can adapt to what it is that your clientele needs.
Yeah, and we also collaborate with existing marketing teams as well. If there's a content marketer that is doing really well, but demand generation and lead generation isn't their forte, then we work with the content that they're producing to kind of flip that into lead generation tools.
Love it. Love it. So lots of ways to work with folks and sounds like you have a very agile approach to supporting your clients.
Mhm.
Now, in the same way you said, you can't end a presentation without acknowledging AI. I can't end a conversation without acknowledging AI. So tell us a little bit about how AI is shaping automation, how it's shaping how technology is being utilized when it pertains to B2B marketing. What types of what things should clients, viewers be thinking about as it pertains to AI in marketing?
Yeah, AI and automation are poised to revolutionize B2B lead generation. AI can already analyze vast data sets to identify ideal prospects, predict their behavior, and deliver highly personalized content at the perfect moment. Automation streamlines lead nurturing, allowing sales teams to focus on high potential opportunities. So this combination of AI-driven insights and automated execution will lead to more efficient and effective lead generation strategies. So, for example, AI can be used to create chatbots that answer common questions on a website so that your sales team or your customer service team doesn't have to. The good thing is that a lot of MarTech and a lot of sales tools already have AI features by now. So
Yeah,
my suggestion to marketing and sales teams is to look at the repetitive tasks that you don't want to do anymore and are taking up a lot of your time, and find a tool that solves that for you. So it's people, it's a lucky time to be wanting to use AI right now.
for sure, for sure. No, I appreciate this. So tons of insights here, and it sounds like you and the team at Ballistic Arts have a lot to offer. Everything from creating strategies, building campaigns, developing content, analyzing and helping manage results along the way. A lot there to support businesses getting started on this journey. Tell us, as we start to wrap up this conversation, what final thoughts would you want business owners considering, or what's the most important thing that you'd want us to remember from today's conversation?
I think a key takeaway is that data-driven marketing is essential for thriving in today's uncertain business world. You can't go on guessing or following trends blindly anymore. It's about making informed decisions based on data.
Mhm.
By leveraging your data, you can understand your customers, you can optimize your resources, and achieve sustainable growth. And remember that data isn't just about numbers, it's about understanding your customers and adapting to their needs. Focus on gathering actionable insights and use them to guide your marketing strategies to generate those sales opportunities. So that's how you turn uncertainty into opportunity.
Opportunity. I like it.
There you go.
And if folks want to connect with you, Hodman, or they want to connect with Ballistic Arts, or get just a little more information, or understand how they can start their journey of working with you to turn their uncertainty into opportunities, how do they go about doing so?
You can email me directly at hodman@ballisticarts.com. You can visit our website, ballisticarts.com as well. We have a lot of case studies on there. And you can also fill out a form for us to contact you afterwards.
Thanks so much. I appreciate all the time you've given us getting
Thank
a
you.
presentation ready. I know this is going to be informative for those who are viewing, and I trust is going to create some awesome conversations as you start to engage people and have the opportunity to help them grow their business. So thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Hodman, for making the time. Thank you to the Ballistic Arts team for being part of this today. And of course, conversations like this aren't possible without the support of our sponsors. And so to that end, I'd like to thank Proust Dash and Crouch, LLP, for their ongoing support of our expert series. And with that, we'll look forward to the next conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.